Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. So if you're used to normal content, you've subscribed and you like that kind of content, don't worry, more on the way. But today, want to do a subject called Starfield Weekly News. What's new in the world of Starfield? We cover this stuff a lot. I love all things Bethesda. If you like things Bethesda, consider subscribing. Let's get right into it. To get things rolling, first I'm going to give a couple shout outs. So saw this really cool post, said sketching and writing in the Starfield journal has made it so much more immersive for me. And this is really cool, man. I actually do the same thing. I have a notebook on the side and I'm using it. I can't draw like you, but I also like to keep a record of my journey. Take notes on planets I found that I think are really cool and maybe resources or point of interest or things like that on said planets. And it's cool to see other people are doing the same thing. So love to see it. Another quick shout out. I love this post. I love to see people making stuff. This 3D printed frontier is the tits, dude. This is sick, man. Love to see this. Love to have one, man. To be honest, like such a cool addition, man. I always am looking for a frontier or Starfield stuff to put in my house, and there's just not a lot of it out there. So this is super cool, man. Awesome work. Another poster put my top vanilla ships. Which is your favorite? These are all pretty banger, man, but I gotta go with number 3. That thing's sick. So awesome job, man. Keep it up. Shipbuilding is super cool part of this game, and love to see other people enjoying it as much as I am. With that said, let's get into the 2 big topics of the week, and they're both kind of involving the same thing. So we have one big post that once again has the community really talking, and it's about what do we expect to see in 2.0. And we also have another post, which is really want to get into the most on today's video, which is an absolute confirmation from Matty Plays himself that Bethesda absolutely has not abandoned Starfield, that Bethesda is absolutely working on something big for us right now as we speak. And Maddie has had a chance to play it, and he played it months ago, meaning it's probably even bigger yet. So let's listen to this real quick, and then we'll get into it.
To Starfield 2.0 whenever that happens.
Yes.
People thought that I had played it because I was excited for it. It's
yeah, everybody's like, who got a chance? People hit me up like, Cog, I know you. I'm like, I ain't played it.
I didn't play it. I've just been playing Starfield and really enjoying it.
Nice.
The way Bethesda's handling 2.0 is weird. Like, I saw it behind closed doors. They're like, you can't talk about it. Like, you can say you saw it. I'm like, okay. And they didn't give us like a release window or anything. I have no idea.
When you saw it?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So once again, guys, like really excited about this because like I'm just begging and looking. We're just reaching and grabbing for anything here, right, guys? Bethesda's been pretty much radio silence. We've had some members of Bethesda say updates are coming. Todd has made commentary that he likes to shadow drop things and he'll be shadow dropping things. We've been waiting though desperately on a lot of these game award shows, the developer spotlight, which by the way, I didn't expect a developer spotlight. That's for new games, by the way. But the point being that like everybody in the community is just desperately looking for something to hold on to here and desperately hoping that Bethesda hasn't just moved on to Fallout and Elder Scrolls 6. Not, guys, I want those things super bad. Just so you know, biggest Fallout fan ever. Love Elder Scrolls. Cannot wait for 6. But I also love Starfield and prefer they stick with it. And I just needed something. So like this to me is it's just that, right? It's something. And I'm excited about it. And the fact that a very reputable source said he's played it just makes me go, oh, thank you. I am so stoked for this thing, guys. I can't wait. I'm going to keep giving updates on it. If you want to hear the latest and greatest, I live in these communities. I'm paying attention all the time. And I'll give it as I have it, right? I'll give it as I have it. So let's get into the comment section on this. Let's see what other people are saying about the topic. One commenter said, I'm surprised he got invited after he totally trashed the Shattered Space DLC. I'm not. So Maddie's been like a huge Bethesda fan forever. And even though I've been eye rolling him a little bit lately because I feel he's been super negative and fucking hard on Bethesda, I also can acknowledge that sometimes when you just love something and play something for so long, you just build a standard of what you'd expect from people. And when they don't deliver on that standard, you get disappointed, right? So I'm not surprised at all. In fact, I actually think it like goes a lot into like the redemption arc of this. Is if you have one of Bethesda's biggest fans not happy and all of a sudden this thing launches and he can sing its praises, I think it brings a lot of people back. I think he brings himself a lot of legitimacy by saying that I'm not happy with some of this stuff now. I'm just not a total fanboy here. I feel like he's being overly negative, but at the same time, I've got to say that like Maddie saying he loves this thing after he's been negative for like 2 years, I think is going to raise a lot of eyebrows and really help Bethesda out if that happens. So I'm not surprised at all. I think they're probably trying to win him over because I think he's a great marketing tool for them if they do win him over. Another commenter said he doesn't look hyped about it for someone who saw it. Followed by another commenter said, that was my first thought too, which kind of worries me. I'm not too worried. A, he probably saw some alpha version of it. B, he's not allowed to talk to it beyond saying that he saw it. So that's a thing as well. And a lot of people are going to go to like, yeah, as negative as he's been about Fallout and everything lately and beating up on Bethesda and essentially saying he has no faith in Elder Scrolls 6, that this is a pretty clear indication that what he saw didn't impress him. I just don't necessarily agree with that take. I think you can be mad at Bethesda's Fallout release and still be excited about something they have coming for Starfield. Maybe when he said he wasn't optimistic about Elder Scrolls 6, he was just saying he's not optimistic based on like the launch condition that some of these games have been coming out in. And I think it's like a really interesting topic, honestly, because when you look at Cyberpunk, people weren't in love with it at launch. When you look at No Man's Sky, people weren't in love with it at launch. When you talk about Fallout 76, people hated it at launch. It's almost like we're in this era of modern games that you almost have to wait like 2 or 3 years for them to really get good enough to like say are perfect. It's hard to really know if that's what Maddie means. You know, you could look at it that way too. You could say like, Maddie's saying it took 3 additional years to get this thing where it needs to be. Could also be a reason he's like, I'm not really confident that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be dynamite when it comes out. But doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have any faith in Bethesda over time or Bethesda will make it right. I mean, he's not going to like argue that 76 has become astronomically better over time. So take some of that with a grain of salt, man. We're all just emotionally driven people. He's obviously an Elder Scrolls and Fallout fan, first and foremost, over Starfield. That's very clear. So, like, them screwing up Fallout very well could be, like, just pulling at his heartstrings and making him feel a certain way. And, you know, maybe he's hoping he gets a little attention out of it and Bethesda makes Fallout what it needs to be. Another commenter said, Juicehead had also confirmed in one video that he has been in a closed-door demo of Starfield 2.0. Exactly. This is kind of all but known fact at this point that Bethesda has invited some of the bigger content creators, and they have seen 2.0. So 2.0 absolutely does exist. We don't know what it'll be in 2.0 yet. We don't know if it'll be a 1.5 or a 2.0, but we do know that they absolutely are working on something for Starfield, and that makes me very excited in itself. Like I said, I didn't actually hate Shattered Space. I thought Shattered Space was fun in its own way. The only problem I had with Shattered Space was I felt like it didn't really add much to the core gameplay. So like I played my like 20 or 30 hours of Shattered Space. I enjoyed it. And now like I never really go over to Danza and I rarely ever make use of any of that content, which is kind of a bummer. So if this one's more of an overhaul on core systems like interplanetary travel, shipbuilding, POIs, things of that nature, I think that'd be more welcome to me because things that I could use in my everyday playthroughs that improve the overall state of the game, I think are going to be way more welcome and exciting to me than just like another, hey, we added another planet that you can go to and play around with for 20 hours and move on with life. Another commenter said, finally something somewhat concrete after months of clickbait, AI slop articles. Yeah, I mean, this is about as concrete as we're going to get. Like I said, Bethesda don't seem like they're going to be opening doors and letting us know what's coming at all beyond a shadow drop at some point. Fingers crossed we get it like end of first quarter this year or in second quarter, like in not like late into the fall when there's already other cool things coming out like Fable or GTA 6. Like, I'd love just some uninterrupted time to just play this. I'm really, really hoping it drops sooner than later. But yeah, we've all been desperately looking for an update, and maybe this is just all by design, man. We're so desperate for an update. If that update is like, it's here, I mean, that's just awesome. And I'm going to be so freaking stoked about it. But yeah, I totally agree. Anything helps. And like I said, Maddie Plays is a pretty big YouTuber. I think he has too much clout and integrity to just completely make this up. I don't get that from that at all. So Juice said, Maddie Plays. I'm pretty sure this is true, and I'm pretty sure we got something coming, and I couldn't be more stoked about it. Another commenter said, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, I kind of believe it now. Like I said, I don't really know why Maddie would benefit at all. He's not really a big Starfield fan by saying that he's played Starfield 2.0 behind closed doors. Like, what is the purpose of that lie? So usually when people lie, there's some self-serving benefit to it, and I don't really see any here. So I'm pretty sure what he's saying is true. That was followed by another commenter that said, zero chance of this being true because I have been repeatedly told by so many so-called hardline Bethesda fans here that Bethesda has already moved on from this game and that this game is dead. So I see what you're doing there, man, and I like that one too. Agreed. It is funny how we have all these so-called fans in the community that aren't fans at all, are calling the game dead, have all these silly statistics that ignore the other statistics. So Starfield's dead because Steam numbers are at 5,000 players a day. Okay, well, everyone knows the bigger player base is on console and we don't have those numbers. Plus we have creations that if you go and check out creations, you can see views, download, plays, and we're looking at hundreds of thousands. So, like, there's no way that you're talking about there's only 5,000 people and they're using hundreds of thousands, if not millions of mods. You can also go look at Nexus, and you can see that Starfield is now like the 10th most modded game of all time, and with the most mods available to it. And you can also see in there that is a growing number that continues to expand and grow. One more piece of evidence, Kragoth Creations, which made Watchtower, said he had a phenomenal success with that mod. If there's nobody playing, how are people buying mods, guys? Like, I love that you guys love the narrative of this thing's failing so much, but the reality is there's a very active Starfield community. And Bethesda being Bethesda doesn't usually abandon games, right? They decided with Fallout 76 to keep it going when that was the most hated title they'd ever released when they released it. And yes, it's turned itself around, but building something like Starfield as this platform and just abandoning it rather than finishing it just doesn't make sense, guys. So I don't think it's abandoned. I think they're working very hard on it. And for all the people out there like, I want them working on Elder Scrolls, I want them working on Fallout 4, they are. I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to move on. They are. They have a small team left on Starfield. They have a large team on Elder Scrolls 6 primarily right now. And they have another team on Fallout right now. And what you guys need to know, because this is very important, is Skyrim was built by 150 devs. Bethesda has over 500 devs now. Fallout has become Microsoft's most valuable game IP that they have. The reason, and this is a known fact, you can go look this up, it's out there, that they laid off people, closed other studios, everything else, was to put more resources into Fallout because that's their cash cow right now. So you can have a Bethesda, this isn't the Bethesda of old. You can have a Bethesda that has a team of 30, 50 devs still on Starfield, a team of 300 devs, which are on Elder Scrolls, which is twice as many devs as built Skyrim, and you still have devs left over to be on Fallout. And then rumors are Obsidian may also be working on the Fallout at the same time. So we might be getting Bethesda and Obsidian working on Fallout while we have double the team we've ever seen working on Elder Scrolls 6. while at the same time, we're still getting support on Starfield. So win-win all around. Stop worrying about this, guys. This is not a worrisome topic. Another commenter said, at this rate, it's going to be 2 years since Shattered Space. We're going to get Elder Scrolls 6 trailer before Starfield overhaul. As much as I love Bethesda, it's unreal how slow they cook. I don't think it's unreal how slow they cook. I think what it is, they have more than one game. And unlike Hello Games with No Man's Sky that still has a full team on No Man's Sky, Bethesda absolutely owes its audiences in Elder Scrolls 6, and they owe their audiences in Papa Microsoft a Fallout 5. So on the last thing I just got done saying that they're dividing and conquering, and I think it's fair to put that here, is if they're doing an ambitious overhaul to Starfield on a fleet of 50 devs instead of 500 devs, things are going to move a little slower. I also think it's really important that they do this right. And I think there's also a lot of pieces. Like, they're also trying to do a PS5 port and a Switch port at the same time. My prediction is they launch it on Nintendo Switch and PS5 in the final form that supports the interplanetary travel and things like that. So this is why I think it's taking a long time to get out. But we should just be excited that we're getting it. Because after like 2 years, you start to go like, are we going to get it? So like just having anything that confirms like they're absolutely working on it, we're absolutely going to get something, is very exciting to be a Starfield fan right now. And the hype is real. Temper expectations to some degree. They're not going to like redo the whole game, but I do think some of the things they're adding, like interplanetary travel, which is pretty much all but confirmed, could vastly change the landscape of the whole game. So really looking forward to it. Last commenter, somebody said, if they give us more immersive space exploration, I'm kind of happy with whatever else the update brings. I can't agree with this more. To me, like immersive space exploration, interplanetary travel, and the ability to like run into ships, dungeons to explore in the form of large carrier ships and things like that, or abandoned space stations, and quests to find to distract you. Like, I think it's very important with Bethesda games that the point from A to B leads to quest C, and the quest C leads to quest D, and it takes time to get back to B. I think that's like the magic of those games, and I think Starfield lost that a little bit by having basically like a teleportation system, fast travel system between the 2 points of interest. And I think you get that back by having it where you do have to ride around through space to get places, and like you can run into distractions along the way. I think it fundamentally changes the whole game. And I actually think this is already one of my favorite games, but I think if they do that, this could be my all-time favorite game, guys. That's really where I'm at. That's why I make content on Starfield. I love Starfield. I get comments that are silly, like, oh, you just never play any other space game. Bro, I've played like every space game. I love space games. I played No Man's Sky. I played Space Engineers. I played Outer Worlds 2. I played Destiny. I played Mass Effect. You name it. I love space games, man. And space RPGs make me even happier yet. And even amongst that, like Starfield to me is my favorite one because it's Bethesda in space. And if they can fix that one element of it that I just mentioned and give us the interplanetary travel system where we can explore space, I'm going to be like so over the moon excited. And I think the new players coming in, the PlayStation and Switch players coming in, with it in that state, are just going to be blown away. I think we're going to lose a lot of the negativity because I think a lot of the negativity comes from audiences that feel shunned from the game in the first place, from audiences that feel that Bethesda is not working on their title, Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5, which I think it'll be confirmed pretty soon that they are. So you can stop being negative on this. It's not fair to Starfield that it's hated on or treated differently because it's made by Bethesda and you want them working on Elder Scrolls 6. That has nothing to do with how good this game is. But I think that all comes to an end when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, when Fallout 5 comes out, when the rest of the market has access to this game, and when this game is vastly improved. I think you have another Cyberpunk or No Man's Sky type story where people maybe love this game over time. I hope so. You know, a lot of the internet talks about toxic positivity and how that's bad for games and how toxicity is actually what makes games better. I don't necessarily agree. I think if people love a game, they still make it better, to be honest. I think if people love a game and play a game, I think they're still going to make that game they're still going to continue to improve upon that game because they want to keep the player base. But we'll see. If this toxic negativity bullshit that's been going on with Starfield leaves Starfield in an awesome, amazing place like it did for No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk, I'll be stoked. Guys, thank you so much for sticking through this whole video. If you liked what you've seen, consider subscribing. Give me a like. Give me some feedback in the comment section. Love to hear from you. Respond to every single one of those. Thanks, and have a great day.